How's it going, everybody? I'm the big guy. I am the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. There have been no one like me, and there will be no one like me. Therefore, I am the one and only Jake Covey, big guy, and welcome to Wrestling Made Simple. It's WrestleMania week, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest wrestling event of the year. Everything comes down to this. Everything means everything for this. So we got your news of the week, followed by your SmackDown and Raw reviews going into WrestleMania. Then we, of course, have a classic wrestling review, followed by a WrestleMania card right now as I see it. Then my WrestleMania predictions. And then we have a look into the career of Triple H in what I believe are his best top 5 matches of all time, followed by a reading from the Book of Rules, your WWE Drink of the Week, and of course, everyone's favorite, the Battle Droid of the Week. Let's get into the news this week, ladies and gentlemen, as huge news, Triple H has announced he will no longer be wrestling due to his heart condition. Unfortunately, after suffering a very bad heart infection, I believe that's what to really call it, he can no longer wrestle, he can no longer get in the ring. So, man, Triple H, I feel for you. You made the right choice for your family, for everyone you love, so please get healthy soon. And now on to more happier news, as WWE has announced 2 different Hall of Famers, so we got 2 different news stories. First one, the Warrior Award is going to Shad Gaspard this week. He deserves it. You know, a man who... everybody's calling him a hero. I call him a father. If you aren't willing, in my opinion, to risk the life for your children to make sure they are safe before you aren't a good father. I believe truly this man is an amazing father. I don't know about a hero, but father. Because every father should be a hero to their kids. He was a great man. And don't get conscrewed. He is a hero. He truly is a great man and honorable man for his actions. For those of you who don't know, him and his son were swimming and they got caught in a riptide. Lifeguards swam out to save him, and he begged the lifeguards to save his son first. So he was then swept out to sea and drowned. His body was found later, a couple days later. And everyone I've talked to, everyone I've heard, he was the nicest guy ever. People loved him. People respected him. People truly cared about him. So, Shad Gaspard, this Warrior Award is well deserved, and hell, I think they should name the award after you. A hero, a father, a great man. I just wish he could be there to accept the award. And finally, in your last news, you have a surprise Hall of Fame induction. The Steiner brothers are going into the Hall of Fame. Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner will be at the Hall of Fame, and they will give their own speech. They're giving Scott Steiner a hot microphone. This is going to be good, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be fun. And that is your news this week. Let's get into your SmackDown review for this week. SmackDown kicked off with Brock Lesnar going to Universal Champion's Roman Reigns' locker room and saying he can no longer attack Roman Reigns unless he's provoked. So, Roman Reigns, he's going to wait in your locker room for a good provoking. He then sat there and just waited for the whole show, so we'll get into that a little later. We then got Shinsuke Nakamura versus the SmackDown Tag Team Champion Jimmy Uso in a singles match. Just a nice little match to get you hyped for WrestleMania. Shinsuke was able to win this match. Shinsuke having a very amazing run so far. I like that he's in a championship picture, but I wish he was back in the singles championship. Like, he should be in a Universal Championship match later on this year if they don't win the Tag Team Champions. That's my opinion. WWE then aired a video package for Shad Gaspard, who will get the Warrior Award at the 2022 Hall of Fame. Well deserved again. This is when, after this, SmackDown kind of went off the rails. Their in-ring announcing kind of failed them this week. There were a lot of fuck-ups in in-ring announcing. Like, I think 3 straight. Like, this was supposed to be a surprise. No one was supposed to know Xavier Woods was in the building. And, well, the announcer announced, accompanied by Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston. And Kofi Kingston was basically looking at the announcer like, what the fuck? He then announces that it will not be him versus Ridge Holland this year. Instead, it will be Xavier Woods. The announcer then announced the following contest scheduled for one fall. It would be Kofi Kingston versus Ridge Holland, and you can again see Kofi Kingston like, what the fuck? It's supposed to be Xavier Woods, which was funny as hell. So Xavier Woods then beats Ridge Holland very quickly. Apparently, this is leading to a WrestleMania match between Butch, Sheamus versus The New Day. So, Big E was supposed to be involved, but due to his neck injury, which, speedy recovery for you, man. Hope you're doing well. Get well soon. He was taken out of the match. Maybe he'll still make a little appearance on the outside, because he can still walk around, he can still do everything, and, you know, keeping active is a big thing, so I hope he does well. You then got Ronda Rousey on the mic saying she will make Charlotte Flair tap out and that Charlotte Flair can't beat her and she will beat Charlotte Flair at her own game and it'll just be another win to add to her lost count of broken arms. Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey was a terrible promo. She cannot give a promo. And you know, it sucks because she's great at everything else. She's a great performer, a great wrestler. But God, give her a mic and she's terrible. She needs a Paul Heyman. She needs a manager to go in there who can really help her learn to speak to a crowd. So, I think that would really help Ronda Rousey. We then got Angel versus Ricochet in a contenders match for the Intercontinental Championship. This was, again, another botch because the announcer announced it as Humberto versus Ricochet. And that wasn't, I saw on Fightful, they showed the card. It was supposed to be Ricochet versus Angel Garza, then Ricochet versus Humberto Carrillo. No one was supposed to know. It was supposed to be a 2-match thing. And the crowd, I'm sure, was very confused. What the hell is Angel doing in the ring when it's supposed to be Humberto? Angel was able to pick up the win. And after Humberto caused a distraction on the outside, Ricochet was rolled up. Ricochet then challenged Humberto to a match. Humberto was able to win. After Ricochet got launched to the outside, Angel grabbed his legs on the outside from under the ring canvas, causing the count out. Humberto wins. Him and his cousin now both have an Intercontinental Championship match next week on SmackDown in Dallas to lead up to WrestleMania. During this match, by the way, Austin Theory then slapped Pat McAfee and ran off. McAfee chased him, but Austin Theory ran into Mr. McMahon's office. McAfee said, "I'm going to kick your ass at WrestleMania, bitch." I really do like the build to this. It shouldn't be great, but it is very fun. Sasha Banks then had a match with Women's Tag Team Champion Queen Zelina, Rhea Ripley, and Shayna Baszler. It would start off as just a big brawl between all the teams. Shayna Baszler, all the other partners would get kicked out and sent to the back. And we would get Sasha Banks picking up the win with the bank statement on Queen Zelina Vega. After destroying Roman Reigns' locker room and Roman's car, Roman, who was in the ring, called Brock an idiot and said there will be no weapons at WrestleMania 38. God, I wonder what this is leading to. Roman then ran off as Brock tried to come out. Security tried to attack Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of him. Oh, God, I would love if this leads to a Hell in a Cell. Roman versus Brock for the Undisputed Champion, Hell in a Cell, main event of WrestleMania. God, that would be awesome. Brock stood on the announcer's table holding up a chair to signify he is standing tall after this match. Very good SmackDown, except for the fuck-ups. Made me excited for WrestleMania. It's definitely building the Roman and Brock feud, but I don't feel it's really building anything else. Except for the Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. There's a couple times where I'm like, oh, they're building the women's tag team match. And then I'm like, yeah, they're kind of not. And for there to be no Intercontinental Championship match at WrestleMania pisses me off to no extent. So, just wanted to say that. Now on to Monday Night Raw, WWE WrestleMania Raw. It kicked off from Pittsburgh, and Lesnar kicked it off. He basically beat the What Champs and said he will be crowned crowned undisputed WWE Universal Champion at WrestleMania 38. And to the What chants, they kept chanting what? He said Stone Cold, and he said he's an ass kicker, but he didn't kick my ass. So I wonder if they're teasing that a bit. That would be a cool one to see at WrestleMania like 39. I would love to see that. After this, The Miz came out and introduced Lucha Logan, which was Logan Paul wearing wearing Rey Mysterio's stolen mask. The Mysterios then came out and attacked them. The Miz and Rey Mysterio have a match. Rey Mysterio hits a 619, pins The Miz after a roll-up. He then hits another 619 on The Miz. They steal the masks back from Logan Paul. The Mysterios run off to stand tall to send everybody to WrestleMania. That's a fun one. We then got Almas versus the Viking Raiders in a 1-on-2 handicap match. Very easy, very simple. Viking Raiders get their ass kicked. Almas picks up the win. And it looked like Eric hit his head and he couldn't return to the ring. So I hope he's okay. I really do. I hope he's good. Hopefully nothing bad happens to him and he's good to go. Almas got interviewed and said he's looking for an opponent for WrestleMania 38. And as he says this, former two-time WWE Champion Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, comes back. And it looks like he will be the challenger for WrestleMania 38. Bobby Lashley versus Almas. I don't know why I'm excited for that. Almas isn't great, but damn, I think Bobby Lashley could get something out of him. I hope it's not like Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez. But I also like Bobby Lashley as a babyface. I love that. And I would love to see MVP as his babyface manager. So that's kind of cool. We then get a 24/7 championship segment. And I usually don't like these, but this one was fun. You actually got Reggie proposing to Dana Brooke, and Tamina tries to pin Dana Brooke. Reggie pulls her off, and they run. And as she's about to chase after him, Akira Tozawa is standing in her way in a suit. And she goes, "What the fuck are you doing, Tozawa?" And he's like, "I'm going to do what Reggie did." And he then asks Tamina to marry him. She says, "What do you think?" And she goes to like make a slap for him, but then holds out her hand and says yes. So we got two marriage proposals. Dana Brooke and Reggie get engaged, and so do Akira Tozawa and Tamina. This was fun, and